Hello, and welcome to Twin Peaking, where I showed my friend Jay my personal list of worst to best episodes of Twin Peaks, and she sees if she can figure out what the show is. If you're liking the show, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and tell anyone you think might be interested. Also, please make sure to go follow my friend Jay at twitch.tv/JanuaryK. That's January K-A-Y. Without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, I'm supposed to be one taking notes. I don't have any of my note-taking shit. I forgot that.
Where's my notebook? Oh, it's right here. Okay.
I've been taking notes on my phone, but my phone's at like 3%. And so I'm like, shit, I don't have anything to. Do you got it this time, or do I need to find a notebook that I don't own?
Let me find my pen, and then I'm good. Where is my pen? Okay, I guess I'm using a pencil today. I hate pencils. I'm using a pencil today. Okay, I am ready.
Okay. Sorry about all of that.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Hey Jay, how's it going?
Good! How are you, Mac?
Doing all right. Just had a little vacation, actually.
Very nice.
Is this the transition? I am not looking forward to editing this episode, if I can say that, though.
Okay.
Because we're going to be talking about this vacation, right? Like, that's what we discussed. And so, there's going to be so much at the front of this that I don't think people care about. And it's going to be long, and then it's going to be like more intensive editing than I want to do typically.
Fair. That's fair.
Because I went to Seattle / Snoqualmie / North Bend, as people may know, where Twin Peaks was filmed.
Yay!
Went out there with my mom, and then also went out there with Jay, kind of.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
The other poster broke in transit, but I do have your one where you have your hand out to highlight stuff. I still have that one. I couldn't roll it up without breaking it, so now I just have that one for you, and I need to figure out how to send it to you or put it up on my wall. Maybe highlighting one of my vinyl albums.
Oh, I was about to say, like if you have like a playing now vinyl, like while you're playing one, put that one up in the wall. So like when you have people over, you're like, this is the one that's playing right now.
So first of all, I don't have people over. I live in a studio apartment with a queen size bed. There's no space to have anybody over. Second of all, I don't own a vinyl player. I just own vinyl albums as collectibles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not the type of person who's like, oh, you could hear it so much better on vinyl or whatever. I don't know. I've never listened to any of these albums on vinyl, but I have them.
I didn't know that. I knew you collect vinyls, but I didn't know you didn't have a vinyl player. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I only collect vinyls of like albums that mean a lot to me or bands. Right. So like, it's not like. I've been thinking of trying to get some of the Kendrick Lamar vinyls, but then every time I think of it, I'm like, but I don't want any of the like I know it's weird, but I don't want any of them from like Walmart or whatever. Right? That's like gross. It's whatever. I've gotten like all of the albums I have off of like either like limited runs for the band or at their concerts, or you know what I mean. And so like I know it doesn't make a difference, but it does to me.
Yeah, that's fair. Like that, like instead of like every time you look at a vinyl, it's like a memory of where you got it, right? Like I think that's a big part of it. Whereas like if you look at a vinyl, you got it at Walmart. It's kind of like, well, I just got it at Walmart. You know what I mean? Like it's like,
I'm missing an entire box of vinyls actually from when I moved to Japan, along with like my PS3, my Xbox 360, a few things like that. When I moved to Japan, kept them at my mom's house, and then she moved house, and that stuff all disappeared in the move.
Oh shit.
We don't know where it's at. Yeah.
What happened?
It'll pop up in like 15, 20 years covered in mold. So but so went to Twin Peaks. It was very cool. Went to the best, not related, went to the best restaurant I've ever been to. Like legitimately the best food I've ever had.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So mom and I, we're flying out from two separate areas. We get to Seattle. And as we're there, we take the shuttle to our hotel, and we're asking like, they shuttle to different restaurants and stuff as well. Right. So we're like, where do you go? What are the options we have? And they were like, we have like a place called Sharps, a place called 13 Coins, and another like Thai place. Right. And so we're like, okay, cool. And so we start looking into it, and like the 13 Coins one is like so expensive. It's like $60-$70 steaks or more, right? Like fancy. That, very fancy. And then Sharps was like this microbrewery that was probably a little more expensive, but like I think that might just be because it's like Seattle and they pay their people more than Idaho and Utah. And so like, cost of living is just a little bit higher. But it seemed like reasonably priced for everything else that was around, right? And so, but they also had prime rib at this microbrewery, right? And that's what mom wanted. Like, she's like, we're going to get prime rib at some point, or she is, right? Like, while we're out here. So we go out, and so we're like, let's try this place. And we go to this place called Sharps. So anyone in Seattle or like listening over there if you're visiting, this place is so fucking good, guys. like we went there. We started with some calamari, which was like the best calamari I've had. Not that I've had like a ton. I've had it before and I know I like it, but like, everywhere we went that weekend, we tried different calamari, and this was the best. Like, period.
The best calamari. Okay.
Like, I'm not a cornbread fan, but they brought out some cornbread and liked it. The salad was amazing. She got her prime rib, and like every bit of it. I think what was most amazing about this place was that like each food, like, you know how sometimes like at a restaurant, like all the food can taste different or whatever, but it's like there is like a homogenous thing to that restaurant's food. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like it's all very purposeful. Yeah.
Well, like each individual item that we tried and even on the sides and stuff had its own distinct flavor and had its own distinct like thing that stood out for it. All the side sauces were great. They had this bourbon barbecue that was just to kill for. I'd say to die for, but like I would die for a lot of things. I wouldn't kill for much. And so like it was so good. And so that night we had the best food like restaurant. Like even my mom agreed, and she's like written for like local newspapers, but newspapers for like food reviews and stuff. And she's like, this is the best place. Like,
wow.
We even went back there a second time on the day before we were going to go out there to kind of see whether like that was just like us like hyping up the experience or a one-time experience. We went back and no, it was just that good the second time too. Like it was so good. But the next day we went to Twin Peaks, and what we did is there's this tour out there, which you can find at twinpeakstour.com. ? Twin Peaks Tour, Google it and it'll be there. This guy who's just his name's like David Israel. He just does it out by himself. So like we pull up and we're in this neighborhood, right? Like we take an Uber and it's just like a random neighborhood in Seattle. So we're like, okay, yeah, exactly.
Are we gonna get murdered today?
Yeah, no. This entire time, like when they're talking back and forth, like because my mom was the one emailing him and stuff, like it felt like, we're like, is this gonna be a murder situation? Are we gonna be okay? And so the guy steps out and like he's wearing like this like printed FBI shirt, which is fun.
That's so
then he's
fun.
like, oh yeah, hey, you guys are a bit early, but that's great. Want to head into come on over. And so like we walk over, he guides us to the backyard where he has a couple of dogs, like small cute dogs, but still.
Oh, okay.
But like now we're going into his backyard.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, so if you guys want, we can go to the basement because I created my own red room. to check out and stuff. And this is the point where Mom and I are sure we're about to get murdered. We're like,
you're about to die here
like,
today.
okay, yeah, sure. Might as well do this at this point, right? Like, but he guides us down, and like as we get down there, he has like a wall full of photos of all the different stars and him. And then like he has like the actual axe. I don't think you saw this scene, but like in Fire Walk With Me, it opens with an axe going through a TV. And he has like a model.
I don't think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. He has a model of that TV, but he has the actual axe that was.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. And then he turns to us, and like if you look through all the different things he has, so we had talked about the like because he had these little flyers, or like not flyers, like postcards for I Knew the Log Lady, which was that documentary we talked about, right?
Yes, that's right.
He's an associate producer on that.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I know.
That's so cool! Oh my gosh!
Yeah. And like he's made friends with like a few of the different stars, and like part of how he knows where all this tour stuff is like especially for like the season 3 stuff, he had made friends with like producers and gone through a walkthrough with them, and is like, I think this is where this is that accurate? And they like help point stuff out and like got it like proper for him. So like it's actually pretty in depth. But yeah, so he takes us to this red room. But before that, he's like, yeah, no shoes in the red room.
Like, very fair
enough, right? And we step through, and there's like these cutouts of like Bob and the Man from Another Place, and so you fit right in with the vibe. Taking photos of you in there. He created like that, you know, that like starch putty that you can make that like kind of retains form, is like weird and like kind of liquid and will pour like syrup, but then will fall back into
but when you hit it, it'll be solid.
He created like a little coffee thing of that, which is pretty cool. And like we took some time taking photos there while he left us to go like set up some other stuff. And then when we were ready, we stepped out, went outside, and he pulls up with this big like SUV, but like he has lights going like it's FBI, like he has a black in the window. And then he pulls up, and he has this like little dossier of like a bunch of different photos of like how he found each location, some of which he had started because like he grew up there, like here in Seattle, right? And then but was immediately entranced by like the show. And so as he was watching, he's like, I think I know that place. Right? And would go find it. Like with friends, one of the first places he found was like this train car. And I can't talk too much about it because the spoilers for you, but like this train car that everyone will know what I'm talking about. So he talks about like, so since then, like, being a teenager in that area, it was like something to go do and find all these locations.
Right. Oh, cool. That's super neat.
Yeah. So then as he got older and like left and came back to the area, he had some friends from Germany coming over, and he was like, let me give you a tour of like all of this stuff. And so the friends from Germany were like, hey, that was amazing. You should do this as like an actual thing.
Good job. Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not going to do that. But like, he was like, he went to look and see what the competition was. And there's one other tour that went to like 6 locations, 4 of which were like across the street from each other, and charged like $300. And he was like, I could do better than that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So he started up his own thing like a few months before season 3 came out. And like he said like within a week of opening up the website and doing bookings and stuff, he was booked out for a year and a half.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Good for him. Like that is such niche knowledge to share with people. Like good for him. Oh my God.
Yeah. and you know, it was really cool. Driving up there was nice, and then like I can't share a lot of the locations with you because a lot of it is like season 3 stuff, and a lot of it is like Fire Walk with Me stuff.
Okay.
Because even the ones that like cross over to like being the early stuff, like going to the Double R, which we did, and was like that was the we took a walk through the forest and did some shooting locations I can't tell you about. But like that was really cool, and you have the pictures from them. You just don't know. You don't have context for what any of those spots are.
Okay. I'm looking at the pictures right now.
Yeah, I think you have those. Otherwise, I'll send them to you. But you know, there's like different places of like where certain bodies were. There's certain locations of some very important moments in the forest in season 3 that people know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's this like gigantic tree where they shot a specific moment that like 2 people are sitting by, and it's this gigantic tree. It looks almost fake. And so we went and saw that tree, and like a couple years ago, it had gotten blown over in a windstorm, and it's like this like 400 year old tree. And it's just like gigantic. So we saw it like falling over in the windstorm. But yeah, it was all of that stuff. And like, like the fight scene with the sheriff, you did see that part in Missing Pieces. Like we were there.
Like, that's so cool.
yeah. Like we saw like where the shed used to be, and like it's not like a park ranger's house that the park ranger like has given permission for him to come through and have people take pictures with and stuff. But yeah, like so we were there, and like literally right off of that there's a trail, and that's where all of this other stuff takes place. It's like all of it together is like 10 minutes, and it's like, oh, this is like all the important forest footage that they got was like right off of this trail. It's so funny when you think of it in that context. But yeah, that was really cool. You know, we went to a motel that's important for Fire Walk with Me and season 3 again that I can't tell you about, but there's a picture of with us. Yep. And then went to the Double R, and that's the moment for me. One of my favorite scenes in the entire show happens here, because so first of all, like that's the scene where I don't remember if it's in Missing Pieces or not, but Happy Gilmore's mom and the little kid talk to Laura Palmer, and she freaks out.
Oh yeah.
So like seeing it like from that perspective was weird, but then like. One of my favorite scenes in season 3 kind of happens here, and that's where it really like I felt the weight of all of it. Like I got kind of chilled and spooked out a little bit going to that motel a tiny bit. But like here, it just felt like, whoa, I've seen this so many times. Like this is the exact spacing, this is the exact thing. It was really weird. And then we went into the Double R, had some pie. There's a couple of clips here that I'll share. I'll see if my mom's fine with sharing the one that she's in, because she did this clip that was so funny.
That's damn good coffee.
I'm including silence in case I include that here. Yep. So that was cool. And then we walk around, went to a shop again that I can't tell you about. This is what makes this so frustrating talking about this ship with you. Is because I know you want to know how it is, and I want to talk about it in depth about how cool it was, and then also we haven't gotten to those spots for you yet. You have pictures being there, but like you don't have context for what it is.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny because like I'm there, quote unquote, right? So it's just like my cardboard cutout knows more than me now. So that's crazy.
So you know, it was all a really good time, and I'm sure the way I'm telling the story can't be too super interesting, except that like they'll see the pictures, they'll know what I'm talking about. But like, oh my god. But on the backside of the Double R is where there's that mural that like I think you have a picture of us with this like mural of like Twin Peaks and the mountains, and that's on the back of the double R. Which is pretty cool. It's called Tweed's Cafe in real life.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's like a bunch of like graffiti in there. In the bathrooms and stuff, but like it's like graffiti of like David Lynch's quotes and like stuff like that, and so it's kind of sweet in its own way, even though it's graffiti.
Yeah.
And so there's also this like, after that we went to a very important scene from episode 1 of a railroad crossing, where like Ronette Pulaski walked over, and now it's like a like walkway.
Okay.
Instead of like a railroad crossing, and so you go up there, and like that's where this famous shot happened that you'll see eventually.
Okay.
And like all along like the railings there, it's like covered in graffiti, but it's all quotes. It's all like tributes to David Lynch. It's all yeah,
that's super neat.
It's really sweet, and so a place both wonderful and strange. That was one of the places we went. We did go to Shelly and Leo's house, which looks almost exactly the same. Like they finished out like there's one section that was like somewhat construction that they finished out in the original series that they turned into like a shed or whatever. But like outside of that, like it was like, oh yeah, like this is the place. Like I had a little drive by there. We also went to, so apparently the city had put up a Twin Peaks sign.
Okay.
And then it was like, I can't remember the time frame later. It was like a week or a month later, like an extremely short time. Somebody crashed into it in an accident.
Oh my God.
And then they put it up again, and like within a week it got stolen. And so they were like, okay, we can't keep doing this. Like,
yeah, we can't. It was like, this is stupid.
Yeah, but he took us to where that shot happened and had his own like signboard that he put up for us to pose with.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which is what that shot is. And,
so that's what that picture is. Okay.
Yeah. And my mom's a real hero here, because I was like, hey mom, I'm so sorry to ask you of this, but like, can you try to like hold her up on the other side and try to get out of the shot as best as you can? And like, this guy was really cool. He kept giving trivia. He kept giving info and like little tidbits, but it was clear that like he's done this tour 1,000 times in terms of like, he's like, here's where a good shot is, and so he'll take a photo not having you be ready or whatever and be like, all right, cool, next thing, right? Like didn't give like he was not good at taking direction for photos, because we were like, hey, try to get this shot with my mom out of frame or whatever, and he did not care to do that.
Did not do it.
He did not care. He kept taking photos like, he'd take like one shot. He wouldn't take multiple shots. So like he'd get me like in the middle of a blink or with a bad face or like. So one criticism there, but like outside of that, he did a great job. Fair enough. But like, don't rely on him to take photos, and stand up for yourself and be like, no, we need more time here to take photos. Yeah. But no, he was pretty cool, and I did like him. But
that's good.
Yeah. He took us to the falls. The iconic falls, and where the hotel is
falls,
there.
And
yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. It really was. That one was actually the part that I thought would get me, and it didn't at all, right?
Ah, okay.
And I think that's because I grew up in Twin Falls, have our own version of that a little bit, that I've always like, so I was like, okay, it's cool to see the exact shot and where this is, but no, there were other moments that got me more. And so went to a few different places. So the sheriff's station, right, is right across the street from where the mill is.
Okay.
Right, that we get the initial mill shots and stuff, but that's all shut down now. So there's like this rusted building. Okay. Only one of the smokestacks is there, which we got a photo of. And this sheriff's building is now like, it's the same shape, but it's now orange and called Dirtfish. And it's like a rally school. And so like if you turn around and look back to like where the like mill and stuff is, most of it's all taken down except for a singular building and a smokestack on the other side. And there's just this like dirt rally track out there.
Oh,
right there.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, but they let him keep a Twin Peaks sheriff's Bronco out there, which is the same one, not the same one, but like styled in the same way as the one from like Drive with the Dead Girl, where we see Sheriff Truman and Coop in the vehicle, and if you remember that scene, that's styled in the same way. So we got a photo of that, but didn't do one of the sheriff's station because like it just looks like a different building.
I see.
But yeah, so yeah, those were most of the locations we went to. We didn't go to the Palmer household because A, it's 40 minutes away, and B, she does her own thing as far as all that goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like she has her own separate business, so she'll give a tour of the house and let you watch like an episode or two in the house with her.
Cool.
Like to do that. So like he doesn't want to step on her toes with that, right?
That's fair. Yep.
And then the other one is like where they found Laura Palmer's body. Like it's this big iconic place, and like they do. It's actually like this. Like usually like a wedding venue or like a event hall kind of place.
Oh, okay.
And so that was also out of the way by about 40 minutes. He's like, I would recommend you guys go out there, but that's not part of this tour. And they allow people freely to go and check out that spot and do that. You don't have to like pay or do anything.
Oh, okay.
We didn't end up being able to do that, unfortunately. If we went back, that's one of the regrets from the trip, is that that didn't fit into the schedule. But it's out of the way and there's nothing else to do out that direction. So not,
if you have to cut it out. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's a thing to cut out. And so, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Saw some of the peaks, saw some of the it was a good trip.
Oh, it sounds like you had such a good time. That's so cool.
Yeah. The following day we went to Pike's Place and all of that, like that market, that famous Seattle fish market or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was good. Less to talk about in terms of this project that we're doing. Necessarily. You weren't part of that part of the trip for obvious reasons. I don't know how people handle that. Okay, so there's like this famous coffee shop underneath this like walkway or whatever, like a tunnel hallway thing, right? And across from that is the wall of gum that people put which is famous, and that is so disgusting. I got so grossed out by that like I felt I was gonna throw up. Like I had to walk away. It's disgusting, and people were taking pictures there, and like literally like steps away from that is a coffee shop, and I'm like, how is anybody drinking shit here? How is anybody drinking this? Oh no. Nope.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. I love the gum wall. It's like it's just like basking in like humanity's like grossnessness. Like we're disgusting creatures. So gross.
There's one that's in San Francisco that I can deal with more because like it's not like this tunnel overhang where like people have gotten it up there and you can see stuff like you could see glue or gum like dripping down or like stretched down, you know, like stuff like that. That's where like it really got me. It's on everything over there. Well, the San Francisco one, it's just like this singular wall in a singular spot, and it doesn't tower over you, and it's just kind of there, and that's still gross, and I don't want to deal with it, but I can handle that better.
Yeah.
Like, I could not handle this one. I was like, no.
That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, it was all a good time.
I'm glad to hear that. Wow, yay. From my perspective, you didn't tell me, like, I knew what weekend you were going, and like in the back of my head, like I knew you were gonna be there, but like it didn't like register until you started sending me pictures. But when you started sending me pictures was with me in the cardboard cutout. And so I was like, oh my god, like I opened my phone and I just see like you and my face like in like the first picture that I saw is that like Twin Peaks with the hotel in the background, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm there. it was very fun from my perspective. I didn't realize that I was on this trip already, so I was like very excited to see all that.
So two things. One, I was just reminded, the thing it ends out on is going to the Roadhouse.
Yeah.
So we did.
Okay.
They only used the outside of the Roadhouse. The inside is like a completely different building.
Okay.
Yeah. So going in wasn't worth much, but like
I see.
From the outside, it looked like it. We also went to a very specific bar for season 3 that was pretty cool, but it was closed. And we'll get there when that episode happens.
Okay.
But it's a bar that is not the Roadhouse where a thing happens and people should know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And so we saw that from the outside too, but we were able to go in because it was closed because they opened at night. But secondarily, everyone's response to that cutout is the same of like, we didn't expect it to be so large.
Yeah.
We didn't expect it to be like human sized.
Yeah.
We had sent the initial photo of us in the Uber to my grandma.
Yeah.
And she like not seeing the rest of the photos yet or anything. She's like, "Oh my God, did Ty get her number?" Like, because she thought you were like on the tour with us or like on the Uber / like the Uber driver. And so all she sees is me with my arm around you like that. And is like, they're really hitting it off. Did Ty get her number? Are they, you know? And I had to clarify, like, no, Mom, that's a cutout. That's Jane, you know?
That's
Jane.
funny.
You listen to the old podcast. That's her. Like, so that's fun. But no, everyone's response to that when I sent them photos, like I sent some to Kaya and that group already, and everyone's like, that's like real person size. And like when I got these printed out, like I explained to my coworker what I was using them for, and so like we had to get the measurements right to be like, okay, to get it to be like, he measured it like one had to be landscape, one had to be upright, because he was like measuring it against like your head against a regular human sized head, and to get it to work that way. Yeah. So
oh my gosh.
It was real good.
The picture that gets me is you standing in front of the double R, and like, because I've met Mac in real life, and so I look at that picture of like you have like your arm around on my shoulder, and I'm like, wait a minute, if I was actually there, like I would be that tall next to Mac. And so
the one where
that's
like
the one
really
that got
like
me.
across the street from the double R.
Across the street from the double R, yeah.
Yeah, that would be about the right height. Yeah,
that
100%.
would be about the right height. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, like it really is life sized.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, too good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a good time. It sounds like it was a very good trip for you.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Wish I could taken longer, but I think that's the vibe of every kind of trip you do that way. Like, I don't think that's fair. So yeah. How are you? I know you didn't do anything fun or special.
Yeah, I've been home.
Yeah.
I'm ready though. I'm ready to. We're at like
I'm
halfway.
joking.
Oh, Mac, don't die, Mac.
Oh my
God, chat.
I'll die on camera. You need to edit this episode. Edit this episode. The end of Mac.
The end of Mac. This is the end of the podcast.
Oh my God. Yeah, we'll get started, but I have to follow up with a specific question first.
Okay.
Did you watch any more Log Lady stuff?
I didn't. No,
Okay.
not yet. Yes, that is like they are fun to watch now. I don't know if did we bring it up last episode?
That you
how
had
I've been
watched,
on my trip with the Log Lady. Like I've been on my watching thing now. They're fun. They're very fun. I didn't realize that they were as fun as they are. So
yeah, there's some like wild lines in there that are like, oh, whoa, okay. I don't know if we hit that. We must have hit that episode because we've seen most of that chunk of season 2, where there's a line where she's like, it's like the double-headed schizophrenic. Like, you're like, what are you talking about? Like, Yeah, it's just great. Just great. All righty.
Fantastic.
So
Yay.
we're about to jump into season 3, episode 5. Any predictions for where we're at?
Oh gosh. I want to see old faces. I want to see Norma. I want to see Bobby. I want to see... Ooh, I'm interested of what's going to happen with Evil Coop. Good Coop, Evil Coop. What's going on there? And then... maybe Shelly. More Shelly. So, we'll see.
Alrighty. Well, in that case, without further ado, let's get into it because we did spend 30 minutes for the intro of this episode. We knew this one was going to go long. So,
we did.
Yeah, are you in?
Yes, I am in.
Okay. Hitting play.
What is the name of Matthew Lillard's character again? What's his name? Bill Hastings. Yes. Yep. Okay. And keep an eye on him too. Showtime. Wow, we're in the Showtime's crazy. Like this is like modern. Like we're in modern times now. Oh my goodness.
So that was season 3, episode 5, Case Files.
Case Files. Very fitting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so lots to unpack about this one. I brought it up in the middle of the episode, but truly as I was watching this episode, I was like, oh, she has zero context right now. This feels more like the start of the project of you having no idea what anything is, more than like episode 1 of season 3.
Yes, exactly. I 100% agree with that. I'm very fish out of water right now.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, what did you think of the episode?
I don't know what to think of it, to be honest. Like, there were some scenes where I was like, okay, like, I kind of see what's happening here. But then, like, there's other scenes where I don't know how to process it. I'm not sure what kind of information's trying to be conveyed here. So I don't know what to think of it. I don't really have an opinion right now yet. So, yeah.
Yeah. One of the fun things for this, watching it, this is the first episode I've watched since being on the trip there, and particularly for season 3. So there's like a couple moments there I was like, oh, I literally saw, I know I've been there. To highlight the couple, and we'll get there on the scenes, but like where Jerry Horn is smoking on a tree during Dr. Am's special, when we saw Steven going for his job interview, like there are a couple of different spots where I was like, oh shit, I saw that. Yeah, I've been there, so that was fun. It kind of sounds like you're a little lost at sea on this one right now, huh?
I am, yeah, very much so.
Maybe talking it through will help. So normally I do try. Normally, the last few times I've tried to be the one to take notes for the scene by scene, so that way the notes you can take are whatever. But my phone is basically dead, and so you had to take that. Are you okay? Was it overwhelming?
It was a little overwhelming. My notes are not as thorough as I would like it to be. So we can go through it scene by scene, but I might be missing some stuff just because I was writing notes as stuff was happening. So we'll take it scene by scene and see if we miss anything, basically. So
yeah, I just wanted to highlight that because that was a failing on my part to not be prepared, and also to give you an out for like. There's a lot of stuff in here, and you had to take a lot of notes. So sorry about that.
All good.
Alrighty. Are we good to get started?
Yes. Let's start here.
Alrighty.
Okay. So, the episode starts with the episode starts with the credit sequence with Laura Palmer's face. there is a phrase that I learned through TikTok recently that I want to highlight in the podcast because they actually use Twin Peaks as like an example of this, and it's called haunting the narrative, and how a character's death before like a series of events or a show starts, that there's that they haunt the narrative throughout the show. And it's always interesting that, you know, in Twin Peaks proper, season 1 and season 2, how every episode ends with Laura Palmer's face. And it seems like the episodes are starting with like that slow fade in from Laura Palmer's face into the credit sequence. And it's just like, it's interesting that that's the case because, like, yes, we've seen Laura Palmer in season 3 so far, and I can't remember if it was episode 1 or episode 2. I think it's episode 2 that she comes in on season 3 with that whole
with the red room
sequence.
Stuff.
Yeah, I think it's it's episode 2, right? So she does come up, but like her murder in and of itself is like is long past, it seems like they have completely moved on from it. So I'm wondering, like, why is she so I'm still wondering why she's so relevant to why does she's so important that literally the episode starts with her face. And so I love the idea of her still haunting the narrative and like still being there and prominent in the show, even though it seems like through the episode proper that like there's nothing really about her throughout the episode. So it's just interesting that I've noticed that at the beginning of the episodes here for season 3. So I just thought that was fun. It's nice seeing her face, I think.
I fully agree with that, especially the haunting the narrative and like starting the episode with that. Like, even though the episode doesn't directly say anything about her, it kind of like puts her murder on our minds for like a context that like it provides an extra context to everything else we see here. Yeah. But for like these people, it's been 20 years, right? Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that she's not coming up in regular conversation, but like we'll get there, but we kind of see that her death and the things it uncovered in the earlier seasons didn't actually fix anything. In Twin Peaks. We're kind of still seeing some of the same cycles play out a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we'll get into that a little bit later, but like, she wasn't able to stop that cycle, essentially, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, of what's going on in here. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was nice to point out.
Yeah.
The first scene, it seems like it stops in Las Vegas. We see a shot of, I think it's Seattle, and then we see a shot of Las Vegas and the Las Vegas Strip, and then it moves to kind of a suburb setting with a guy in his car on the phone with a phone lady, and the phone lady's in the office, and it seems like the guy on the phone and another guy in that car are doing a stakeout outside of, they're waiting for someone that's inside a house to come outside the house, but he's been in there all night and they don't know why. The phone lady is angry about this, starts getting nervous, hangs up angrily, and she ends up taking, I think it's a BlackBerry. Yes. I didn't know what it was.
It directly comes into frame as BlackBerry at the very top of the phone.
Oh, is it? Okay,
there's a very, it's such a funny shot because like she's typing on it and then it like pans the entire phone up and then it's just like that with BlackBerry on top, and it's like, it's very
much
it's
of
an
its
interesting
time.
Shot. Yeah.
It is an interesting shot. And then on the phone, it has the word Argent, and then she types the number 2. I think it was the number 2 on there. And so that's that scene. I guess I have more to say about it as there's a follow-up to that scene later in the episode. So I can move on to the next scene unless you have something else to say about this particular scene.
That song I think is by Blunted Beats. And
okay.
It's like I'm a good man. Like it's so I love that song, and it's like so not Twin Peaks. You're like not sure what show you're watching every time it plays, but like then simultaneously it very much is as it continues to pop up. It's so funny. I love that song. I love that song so much. It's so good.
Awesome.
That's all I had to say about it.
Okay.
These two dudes, you covered the scene. These two dudes are talking about staking out a place, being like, he hasn't left. That's it. But that song would cut in every time it cut to her side. So, like, clearly it's diegetic if that's what she's listening to. And that's funny, too, in and of itself.
All right, the next scene immediately cuts to a dead body on a table that's kind of like opened up from a coroner examining it. It doesn't have a head. The coroner makes an ill-timed joke. She makes a joke. And the two officers.
That it's very well timed, because what else could she make those jokes?
True, I guess you're right.
I'm in love with her.
Yeah.
I love her so much.
I can tell. She said she does stand up on the weekends outside of this job, which is fun.
Yeah.
The two officers ask her, like, what did you find? And she says, this guy hasn't eaten in days, but I did find this in his stomach, and it's a ring. And I didn't catch what it said. It said, to Dougie with love from, and I didn't get who it was from.
Janie E.
Janie E. Okay. Janie E. Okay.
And to be clear, that's Janie-E. Like,
oh, okay.
As all
Janie
one name.
E. I see. Interesting. Okay. And yeah, they found that ring in the guy's stomach. So
yeah. It's not the first time we've seen these police officers or the coroner.
Yes.
It's not the first time we've seen this body.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but clearly some stuff has happened in between there. That's for the last time we saw it.
That was the dead body that was in the bed, right?
Yes,
okay, bed. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I think in episode 2 of that, they had talked about how the head was a different person than the body.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, on this part, I know we'll talk about it later, but like, what did you make? Like it's thrown a lot of new names at you, a lot of new stuff, like this ring with names on it and stuff. Like, where are you at on that?
Yeah, it is very overwhelming. I guess my problem with I guess it is a consequence of us watching this show this way, because I wish that I'm getting more of that's why I when the episode started and I asked you, who does Matthew Lillard play? But like, he doesn't even show up in this episode. No. And I was hoping to see more of that storyline, because that was the one that I kind of hooked onto for season 3. And like, yes, this like dead body scene is tangentially related, but like there isn't much. I don't get more information about that whole situation, you know? And so there's a lot of new characters in this episode, and as a result, like it's not sticking to me as much as I would like. I'm not getting information on the storylines I'm already introduced to season 3, and like, you know, that is a consequence of how we're watching this show, and so it is overwhelming. So
I don't want to
going back to the oh, sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say, I don't want to spoil anything about that, but I don't think that the deluge of names and the not getting information about plot stuff is a consequence of how we're watching the show. Okay. Interesting. That is built into this season. It's part of why watching the show this way kind of works in season 3 more, is because that is like how season 3 is set up also. So like,
okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Cause there's a lot going on that I don't know how to process. So yes. I guess we'll get into it more. You would have been
set up better and safer if we watched it normally, for sure. Yes.
But
the other stuff that you're talking about, it introduces a lot of characters and that may not go anywhere or like it does some weird shit.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
One thing to note, I got a better look at his face in this scene. That one, the officer, not the older one, but the younger one. Right. He is definitely the unsub who shoots Penelope Garcia in Criminal Minds in season, like, I think it's season 4 or season 5 or something like that. He is that guy. And so I got a better look at his face. And I'm like, okay, he is definitely that guy in Criminal Minds. So yeah, I got to confirm that for me. I was like, okay, I know who this actor is. So
that's very funny. Yeah.
Okay. The next scene. Oh, sorry. Did you have anything else to add there, or?
Well, so are there any connections post finishing the episode that you made about that ring?
No.
Okay.
There is not. I make a connection later in the episode, but like I guess I'll say it now, like Dougie, like Coop's name, not Coop, Dougie. Like I'm like, oh, so, like, I don't know how to process that yet, but like I was like, okay, like Dougie
in the credits,
is a name
in the credits, and I would recommend paying attention to the credit names and stuff because sometimes that's how it drops information on you that you're like, what the fuck? Like, but in this case, you would have been introduced to her. But Naomi Watts, you know who that? Dougie's wife.
Who is that? Dougie's wife. Okay.
Naomi Watts is the actress's name.
Okay.
Her character name is Janie E.
Oh.
And that's in the credits. That's why I feel comfortable sharing that with you, is because that's in the credits.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to pay attention to the credits. I can't read that fast. Okay.
And that's fair enough. It's about what you can pick up on. I will also share stuff from the credits to you, so don't feel like pressured to overly.
Okay.
But it is nice. There's some stuff that they'll just say in credits and you're like, what the fuck? Why is that person doing this? Like yeah.
Okay. The next scene is I put Bad Coop jail because Bad Coop is in jail. The Warren comes by and gives him food, and then Bad Coop decided to not be a gross person and go wash his hands before he eats the food, and as a result he looks into the mirror, and I got an interesting scene of presumably good Coop in the Red Room but being corrupted by Bob in the Red Room, and they're laughing evilly, and it does kind of like a repeat sequence of them laughing together, and then that scene ends with good Coop in the hotel room looking into the mirror and then breaking the mirror with his head, and it's Bob reflected back in the mirror, and so a revelation there that Bob is now in Coop, and it cuts back to evil Coop in the jail cell, and he says, "You're still with me. I see." And then the scene ends there. So yeah, a very big revelation in that one scene there for me with Coop in the Red Room and what happened to him there.
Yeah, I think we had seen at the end of Missing Pieces that the reflection shot. I think that was part of that. I don't remember though, because that might have just been part of Fire Walk with Me. About this, a couple things.
Yes.
One, during the Red Room scene with Bob and Coop laughing and stuff.
Yeah.
Part of what is puts you on edge about that, or at least me on edge about that, is it seems like it's not like looping where it'll go the full length and then cut and loop back. It's like cutting at different spots.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not always like super matching up with the audio, and that kind of like throws you off and puts you in like or at least me, I shouldn't say you, but like that's how, and especially with the flashing lights, you're like, did it cut or is this a continuation of the shot? And then you'll like catch where it cuts or like whatever. And it's weird and bad, but in a good way.
That's fair.
Yeah. Other thing, when you say he looks in the reflection of the mirror, I don't know how much you noticed, but his face warps to look like Bob's.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Like his nose gets bigger and his mouth flattens out and becomes a weird line like Bob's did. Yeah. And so they like kind of mixed their faces together and did that to show that Bob is still with them. Is they like beta composite both of their faces. Interesting.
Okay. I did not notice that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's deeply upsetting.
Yes. Man, that makes me sad. Poor Coop. What's going on in there?
I do
How does he fight
appreciate
back from that?
The way that they're still trying to keep Bob in there, like as Frank Silva. Like Frank Silva, the actor who passed away in 95, I believe.
Yeah.
Or something like that. For Bob. I do appreciate that they didn't just like, he's a demon, so he can have any body. They're like, no, we're going to try to respect that character and what Frank Silva brought to the table with it. And by keeping him and his likeness in here and doing it like that, I like that.
Yeah, that's a very good way of doing it for sure.
Yeah, I think the plot line and what this show would have been if he was still alive would have been different. I think they would have gone a different way with it. But like, I like that they worked with those constraints out of respect for Frank Silva. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yep.
Okay, the next scene is some sort of office with a front end, and the big man, it looks like he's the manager guy. He's at his desk looking at some papers. I don't know.
You know who he is in the credits? Nope.
I did not point out in the credits. I was looking at other names in the credits.
Yep. That's Mike. Like in Mike and Bobby. Like, that's Mike as in Nadine.
That's Mike. Oh my God, I did not even recognize him. Oh my God. Man, that's the problem with like doing the, like, I like that they keep the same actors, but like some people, like for example, Nadine, I mean, her eye patch is very iconic, but I was able to point out like, that's Nadine, like that's an older Nadine, you know what I mean? Mike, I did not even recognize. That did not, wow, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting to see if you'd have a reaction to him being there, and then you did it. And I was like, "Oh, she didn't catch it." Ooh, yeah. So I was able to hold on to that. That's fun. Yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry, continue with the scene, but yeah, that's Mike.
Okay, so Mike is at his desk
and he's looking at a bunch of papers.
It does add a whole new layer to the scene.
Yeah.
He asks for Steven to be called in. Steven comes into the room, and Mike the businessman, I have businessman, that's how I labeled him as in my notes. Mike the businessman said that the resume was shit, and if he don't come into his office ever again, tells him that he's not going to work for anyone in this town if his resume looks like that. And then the scene of the Steve kind of like it's kind of sad. Steve walks in very happy and peppy, and he leaves the office very sad and kind of torn down. And he doesn't say much, and Steve doesn't say much in that scene. He just kind of, once Mike starts yelling at him, he kind of goes, "What? Like, what?" And then goes silent, and then leaves in a quiet storm of the office. And then Mike says, "What an asshole." And I was like, Mike, you were the asshole in that scene. But I guess that plays into the irony of what happened in that scene. So, but yeah.
Well, to a degree, because like, again, I have future knowledge. But we see even in this episode that like Steven's stuff may have been shit. The dude's not okay. Like,
yeah, but like, there's a way to go about it, right?
Sure.
I'm very much like his resume might have been shit, but like, you don't have to yell at the poor kid about it. Like you could just tell him, hey, like this is not good. Like come back in a couple of years when you get experience, or try bringing this to someone who can read it over for you. Mike didn't have to yell at him like that. And
I think it depends on what's in there. To be fair.
That's fair. But like, we
don't know.
We don't know, but like I'm very much a firm believer of like you don't yell at someone like that. Like I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that. And then the cherry on top was Mike calling him an asshole when Steve was just sitting there kind of taking the abuse from him and didn't say anything about it. Like Steve didn't yell back. He didn't say F you too. Like Steve didn't say anything. He just took his resume and walked out. And then the cherry on top was definitely Mike calling Steve an asshole when Mike was definitely the asshole in that situation. Was just like very, very fun irony in there. Not irony. I don't know what to call it. It's just like, Mike, no, you were the asshole in that situation.
I mean, I think that's fair. I look at it as Schrodinger's resume. I think there's a level to which that I would be on Mike's side about it, and there's a level to which I would be on Steven's side about it, and I don't know which it is. I know on my first watch through, I was definitely on your side with this and be like, dude, you're being such a dick to this guy right now while calling him an asshole. And then you see more, like, again, even in this episode, you see like the way he is, and you're like, well, there's a percentage chance that like what he wrote down was that he dealt drugs or some shit, right?
Yeah, sure, but you know that though. I don't know that, right?
Sure.
So this is my reaction.
Yeah,
my first reaction, Mike is for sure the asshole in this situation.
And I agree with that on our first watch. That's more, I'm talking about how interesting this scene plays out the more information we get. Because it does kind of turn into like no one's good at this. Less of a like, oh, Mike's just a dick, and more of a like, well, no one looks good here.
Yeah. Okay, the next scene is at the sheriff's office where, I actually wanted to ask a question about them. This is Sheriff Frank Truman, not Harry Truman. Okay, so it's not Harry's secret nickname, and that isn't Harry. Because I was like, I don't think that's Harry. Like, that's definitely a new character to me. So
what's interesting about that, real quick, is that Frank Truman is played by Robert Forster. Who's like a famous actor in and of himself, but he was initially cast to be Harry in the original show, but then or was like the first pick to be Harry, but had other filming engagements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So that is a new character. That's not just like Harry's weird nickname for some reason. But okay.
It's Harry's brother.
Okay, his brother. Okay.
Yeah. Did you catch who he was talking to?
Yeah, it was Lucy on the phone. Oh.
Who he's talking to on his cell phone? Lucy pages in. Who he's talking to on his cell phone was Harry. He says, love you, talk to you later, Harry.
Oh, I did not catch that. No. Man, Mac, you need to start writing notes. I did not catch. I was probably writing notes on my end.
This one. Yeah, sorry for that on this one. I'll do my best to clean up and make sure we're good next time. I'm so sorry about that.
I did not. Okay, so he was on the phone with Harry. Man, is Harry taking a sabbatical? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Lucy pages in and she doesn't. I love Lucy. She goes, yeah, just so you know, Frank Truman, like Doris is here and I told her that you were busy and she checked your office, but now she's gonna go into Hawk's office and that's where you are. Well,
one of my favorite things about this line though too is she's like, I told her you weren't, or like, you know, whatever. And then it's like, she headed towards your office and, you know, you're not in there. And I could have told her that, like if she had bothered to stay and talk to me, I could have told her that, but she stomps off. So,
I love her.
And then there's the whole conversation as Doris walks in. Oh my God. Yes. Okay. Continue.
So Doris walks in and she's complaining to Frank, and Frank seems very not indifferent, but very not as high strung about their home situation. He's as
used
Doris
to whatever
is.
This is.
Yes, he is very used to it. Doris complains to him about the water bit break and the old car that her grandpa is using, and like how Frank says that he had Steve look at it 2 hours ago and it seemed fine. And then Doris asks about the water break, and Frank says that they'll come fix it tomorrow night. And Doris is understandably upset about hearing that, because like, I want the freaking water pipe fixed now. I can't just watch a bucket all day. It overflows. And then Frank goes, why don't you buy another bucket? And then she's like, why would I buy another bucket when we have a perfectly good bucket? And like, I'm only going to use the larger bucket it seems basically they have very big marital problems. It seems like they have very, very deep-seated marital problems that is now spilling over with the high-stress situation of a bunch of things happening with other factors going on in their life. And so, yeah, and then she storms off. She storms off, and Frank is not perturbed at Doris's upset nature at that current moment. So he kind of just leaves her there. So yeah, that's that scene.
Yeah. I don't have much else to add except that I find it extremely funny.
Yeah.
Her performance there and him not giving anything to it is just, it really works, because it does. It's like she'll go off and say some shit, and then he'll take a beat and be like, why don't you buy a bigger bucket? And then she'll be like, buy a bigger bucket that we're only going to use once? Oh, okay, so I could spend this money on a bigger bucket, but I can't buy it on that rug I really like. And it's like, and he's just like, okay, yeah. Like, it just works. It's so funny.
It's so funny. It makes me feel sad for Doris. This poor lady needs emotional support, and Frank is not giving it to her.
That's
at all.
so interesting, because I feel for Frank of being like, he's at work and then gets yelled at, and he's just responding like, yeah, I have someone taking care of your dad's car. They just looked at it. I have someone coming out to do the water. It needs to be taken care of today, but like, I'm already on it. And he's just getting like reamed out while at work. And he's like, and just kind of taking it. It's like, okay, yeah.
But he's not the one dealing with it, right? Like, Doris is the one, staying at home and waiting to see if her dad needs to be driven anywhere. And she's the one who has to deal with the bucket. Like, it's not Frank that's dealing with it, it's Doris. And so I can feel her stress in that situation. It honestly, it looks like Doris needs a more emotionally available partner. And just from what I've seen of Frank is that he is not giving her that emotional support. And so it's spilling over in frustration of like how she's just very stressed about the whole situation. And meanwhile, Frank is at work, which Frank should be at work. He is bringing home the money, but yeah, Doris's stress, I can see. I think it's because I've seen that in my own family, and like that aunt and uncle is divorced now, and she is much happier without her husband. And so I think that's why I feel for Doris there. I can see why that situation is very stressful for her, is that she's basically taking the emotional toll of the situation. Meanwhile, Frank isn't dealing with the emotional toll, and she needs that support. So that's why why I felt for Doris there.
I think that's fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the next scene is it's the scene that started to confuse me of what's going on in the episode. And it is now I know as Janie E, who is the wife of Dougie, but Dougie looks like, okay, so what I gather is that there is supposed to be another person named Dougie who looks exactly like Coop, but somehow Coop is now in, like, I don't know how to wrap my head around what I just watched, basically, because, like, is that actually, okay, I'm gonna explain the scene and then I'll get into what confused me about it. Okay,
Yep.
Janie E tells her kid to get in the car as she's going to drop him off at school.
Quick note.
Okay.
Kid's name, Sonny Jim, as like one
Sonny
name.
Jim. Okay. Sonny Jim. Okay.
Yeah, this family, Dougie is the normal name one. There's Janie E and Sonny Jim.
Janie, Sonny Jim. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sonny Jim goes into the car. He waits in the car. Janie E has to bring a shell of a man out of the house and does his tie for him. She talks to him about, you need to tell them about I counted the money. The money is 400 and what I have it written down somewhere else.
425,000.
425,000. Tell them that they have $425,000. We have the money. You need to make that phone call today, and let them know. She as she's doing his tie, good Coop / Dougie / I don't freaking know, looks into the car, sees Sonny Jim, and he cries. He lets out a little tear. And then Janie E sees that, but then she goes right back to business and says, like, okay, I don't know where the frick your car is, but I'll drop you off.
She says
a
line here that is so perfect too, of like, okay, Dougie, you're being weird as shit right now.
Yeah.
which is so choice, particularly
Very
in this
choice.
context of like, he is a shell of a man being pushed out and then starts crying looking at his son. and like that feels like there's a version of this where it's like, what's wrong with you or whatever, but like being like, you're weird as shit right now, it feels like more real, or like maybe not real but oomphy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
fair. And then she tells Dougie to get into the car, and then he tries to follow her onto the driver's side, but then she's like, get in the car, and then he goes onto the proper side, the passenger side, and that is the end of that scene.
Yeah, so let's time travel back to when you first saw this happen. What was your reaction as you saw Coop come out in the big green suit?
Oh my god! I was like, I am still confused. I was like, wait a minute, but he was in jail. But like, and then I was like, but his hair is proper Coop. Like that is Special Agent Coop with that hair, you know? And so I was like, what is happening here? And like, as the scene goes on, and you know, it's not Coop, like it is a shell of a man. And then she calls him Dougie, and I was like, who the frick is Dougie? Like, and then I was like, that's the name on the ring earlier, but like, what does that have to do with anything? And so I don't know how to process this information still, even after the episode has ended, because like, is it that there was a doppelganger of Coop that existed who looks like him but lived a completely separate life of Coop, got married, had a kid, and then, lived his life, and then now is a shell of a man. Like, how did he become a shell of himself is a question. Or, okay, and then as the episode went on, and we saw more of good Coop / shell of a man, and he started seeing, like, hearing trigger words of, like, Coop's life, of, like, you know, case files, agent, and all of that. I know I'm skipping ahead, but I want to just lay this all out right now. As he started hearing trigger words of, like, that stuff, and then, like, the statue of the cowboy shooting a gun, and, like, Coop shot a gun before, and, like, does he recognize like a past life? And so I'm wondering, okay, so here is where my brain is, like, going into overdrive, right? Is that, did good Coop in the Red Room at Season 3, Episode 2, managed to get out of the Red Room into his doppelganger self's body instead of the bad Coop body where Bob is currently inside, right? So is it that, right? Okay, so so bad Coop body, Bob and bad Coop body. Then there is good Coop, who was in Red Room, that was kicked out of his bad Coop body and is stuck in Red Room. And then there's another Coop whose name is Dougie, and there's that body. Did good Coop in Red Room manage to escape Red Room somehow and tried to get back into bad Coop body to kick Bob out, but instead went into Dougie's body, and now Dougie is, like, somewhere else, and good Coop fricked up somehow and is now in Dougie body, who looks like Coop. And I'm like, is that what happened here? Like, what is going on, basically? Like, what is happening in this show right now? And, like, is it that good Coop, like, messed up the transfer somehow, and that's why he's only getting glimpses and pieces of his previous life, of, like, his Agent Cooper life? Or, like, is it something completely different? Is that what's going on? And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't freaking know what's going on in the show anymore. I am very confused. I am super confused as to what's happening. So that's my theory, though. That's my working theory. Is within, that so
within the context of your theory?
Okay,
not confirming it one way or the other, but, like, within the context of your theory in your fan fiction.
Yeah, my fan fiction.
is this doppelganger that Dougie? Is that, like, a escape plan for Coop, or is that, like, a decoy from evil Coop? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you think this is a trap or an escape route?
I think it's an escape route. It seems more like it doesn't seem like evil Coop, like. Or is it a trap? Because, okay, so I'm skipping ahead again, but there's the scene of the car blowing up, and I think that car is Dougie's car. I think that is, like, evil Coop. Or, like, is the lady on the phone, does she want to kill evil Coop? And she thought that Dougie was evil Coop, and so she wanted to kill him. But, like, something messed up. Like, she didn't like, either the stakeout guys didn't realize that wasn't evil Coop. That was just Dougie, and. Is that evil Coop's escape plan? Like, did evil Coop know of this doppelganger who exists? That I don't know. So is it a trap? Is it an escape plan? I don't know about that. It seems like it was set up that way of evil Coop. Like, it seems like that was supposed to be Dougie in that car to die, so that way the lady on the phone thinks that evil Coop is dead, but he's not actually dead. That's kind of like, now that I'm talking it out, maybe that's what happened here. That's why she was so antsy to have him die, because he seems very otherworldly, other capable-esque. And so that's why she wanted to kill him. So that's why she was so adamant on making sure that he dies. So, yeah, that's there's a theory in my fan fiction is that picking that out.
Okay, so it's an escape route, but he got caught up in a trap for Evil Coop because they don't know there's two of them. Okay, yeah. That all tracks.
Yeah. I think that's it. So, yeah. I'm gonna go into the next scene. It's a nothing scene because I kind of talked about it already. But it's now daytime, and the stakeout car that is red drives by the white car that's parked outside a very nice house in a very nice neighborhood, and then drives away. And then another car that's black, that's blasting music, drives by, sees the white car, and also looks at it, and then drives off. The result of that scene happens later, so I'll skip to the next scene.
Yep.
And that is Good Coop, who arrives at work thanks to Janie E., his wife, Dougie's wife. And she tells him, you need to make the call today. Make sure to make the call. And so poor shell of a man Coop, he has no idea what's happening. No. Not a clue. He sees the statue of the cowboy.
Jamie E says something interesting before ushering him out and then closing the door is where she's like, I think you're having one of your episodes right now. So apparently he just acts this way sometimes and people have gotten used to it, which I guess excuses some people's behaviors here.
Okay, because that was my other thing too, was like, if I was Janie E and I saw my husband act like this, I wouldn't drop him off at work. No. I'd be like, okay, honey, go lie down now. Like, you need some sleep. Like, I would not be dropping him off at work like this. So I guess she is just used to it, or she really needed him to make that phone call. That's how I excused it, is like, I guess she really needs him to make that phone call. But yeah, if I was in Janie's position, he is not going to work that day. He is staying home. So
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
Then, so there's the statue. He copies the statue. The statue gun is pointing at the office building, so he starts walking to the office building. Coop, still so confused. And then Phil sees him.
Gorgeous little twink of a man.
Yeah. Phil sees him. He's like, oh, hey, Dougie, like, it's time for the meeting. Like, let's go. And like kind of takes Dougie into the elevator with him.
He doesn't really take him into the elevator with him initially. He starts to caretake a little bit after this, because right now Dougie is just like following the coffee that he's holding. Which he's like just following after him. It's very funny.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
Like a puppy.
Yeah, 100%. And when they get into the elevator and start to go up, he's like, coffee. And he's like, and he's like, sorry, I didn't get one for you because you were around. And then he's like, I guess you can have Frank's. Like, take Frank's. And Coop starts to like suckle around the lid until he finds the opening. It's a little bit after this where the elevator opens, and then you're like, you were feeling secondhand embarrassment, or maybe it was at this point, but you were like,
it was at this point where I was like, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from this.
Yeah, which is so funny because like I'm someone who suffers from vicarious-ment heavily. Like I'm not good at like embarrassment humor because I feel that way, and this never triggered that for me. So that's like really interesting for me to hear from you that you were getting like But yeah, no, it's extremely funny.
Yeah.
As the door opens, because like the door opens, there's this other lady in the elevator and Phil, and they both leave, and like he slowly follows out, and they just like while drinking coffee stares at this lady and this guy who start their business meeting, and at first they talk normally, and then they start like looking at him. It felt so real of like, oh, we're just doing our thing, we're not paying attention to surrounding strangers, but like as one stands there and stares, they start to pay more and more attention to him. Which is very funny. All of the extras who work in these scenes are like doing so much. Like they're so good.
They are.
Reacting to him and not reacting to him in turn. It makes it so perfect. But yeah, then Phil leads Dougie to the meeting.
Yep. Where
we get what's his name?
You talk about Frank or
no? Something Seymour, but like his actual name, Todd, the top agent guy. Oh no.
Okay, I don't remember. I didn't hear his. I didn't catch his name.
I think the actor's name is like Frank Sizemore. So Coop follows them in, and this other agent starts to talk to Coop. Or Dougie being like, hey, welcome back from Bendersville. Wow, you lost weight. You have a new haircut. And then he's also like, I fucking covered for you. Like,
yeah.
so you better pull up, right? And then eventually, like, everyone starts to settle down. Dougie finds his way to stand behind Philip. And there's this brilliant scene here where you and I both lost our minds at how funny this is, because Frank sees that Dougie is drinking his coffee and he's like, oh, Philip, what the hell?
What the hell, Phil? Yeah.
What the hell, Phil? And he's like, sorry, he really wanted it. And it's like, I really wanted it. He's like, I have a green tea latte if you want that. He's like, no, I wanted my coffee. But then eventually he's like, yeah, okay, give me the green tea thing. And then like his reaction and how he sells this is so perfect.
It's so good. It's very good.
Smells it and he's like, okay, and then he drinks a little bit of it, and then he's like kind of like smiles a little bit, but then it's like yeah, and then just like starts going to town on this latte, and then like puts it down and is like smiling. He's like, yeah, way to go. Like, it's just so funny. Like, I don't think describing it does it justice, but like everyone should see this scene because it's so funny. His reactions, it's just so choice. It's so pitch perfect.
It's very good. Very
oh my god! Good. Yeah, we were losing our minds that point. It's so funny. And then we get the boss who sits down, who I don't think we actually got the name of yet. And he's like, Dougie, sit down. And like Phil like gets up and guides him to his chair.
That's when Phil starts realizing like there's something really wrong with Dougie today.
Yeah, he really starts to step into his caretaker role for Dougie, and it's really sweet. Yeah, so they sit down, and then they start going over business, where apparently there's it seemed like arson, but Todd or whatever his actual name is, it's not Todd, I need to remember what his name is, but Mr. Top Agent is like, it's not fraud, we do have to, or it's not arson, we do have to pay out. And he's like, and Coop like sees a green light flash on him, and then is like, he's lying. And then doesn't say anything else. Like, it's so good because like the other agent's like he does such a good job being like pissed, like, I can't believe you just said that, like just continuously on it with this face, like, what was that? You want to say that again to me, Dougie? Like, what the fuck's your problem, Dougie? Like, can I continue? Like, it's so good. And then we get a cut to Philip and some lady guiding Dougie into I can only think of his name as Battling Bud, which is because of the poster behind him of the boxer. I can't remember his actual name right now, but into the boss's office. Where this brilliant exchange happens, where the boss is like, where do you get off calling him, you know, a liar? He's like my top agent, and he does more cases in a week than you do in a month. And he's like, this isn't a game. And then Dougie's like, game. And also something that sells me about Dougie's performance is like, and I'm gonna point it out now, so when he pops up again, like you can pay attention to it.
Okay.
His slow, deliberate blinking. Like, it's not blinking normally.
Okay.
It's always slow and deliberate. Like, it's so funny. Kyle MacLachlan is just, he's selling the hell out of this show, because he had to play regular Coop. His evil Coop is actually kind of scary, and now he's playing this guy, and it's like, oh my god, Kyle, like, chill, you're so good. But he's like, game, and the boss's reaction to it is Bushnell. Bushnell Mullins. His name's Bushnell Mullins. Ooh, okay, I got it. Out of nowhere, it just came to me again.
He came to you.
Yeah, Bushnell is like, okay, Dougie, we'll play a game.
We'll play a game.
Like, that's a proper response. And he's like, it's a homework game because you missed a lot of class. Here's all these case files. And he's like, and earlier when he said agent, he's like, agent. And he just keeps repeating that under his breath as Bushnell Mullins is telling him to do the case files. And eventually he goes, case files. It's so good.
It's a good scene. Yeah. I am a big fan of a poor guy, because clearly something's wrong here. But like, I just love that's when I realized, like, one, something is deeply wrong here, but two, like, oh my god, this is hilarious. Like, these are like, I said it during the episode, but like, oh, these are Agent Cooper's sleeper words. Like, this is like the Winter Soldier. Right, this is like the Winter Soldier. Okay, these are his keywords.
So you said that specifically right as it cut to him just like holding his penis in his pants because he needs to pee and doesn't know how. And he's just like, and this lady comes over. Oh, this lady also had a scene a little bit earlier where the guy next to her is like, hey, did you get my note? And she's like, no. And it's like, well, I sent you a note. And he's like, and she's like, tell it to your wife, Derek. Right. But now she's like down for this mentally disabled like Dougie, because like she's like, oh, is the men's locked? Here, I'll let you into the woman's. And then as she unlocks it, she's like, you know, I'm thinking maybe I'll let you kiss me now, right? So like, clearly, like, I think other Dougie, or however you want to put it, previous Dougie, had a thing or for her, whether they got it on or not. But now that, but like now that he's like this, she's into it. It's weird,
right? It's weird. It's very weird. It's funny, but it's very weird.
Yes, it is simultaneously both. And so she lets him in, and then like she has like the like hot for a man look, like she's like biting her lip and is like, you know, and it's like, for this, like he was just grabbing his penis because he didn't know how to pee. That's your turn on. I mean it, you know, and if that's what you're into, fine, you know, but it's brilliant. But yeah, you said sleeper agent right as he's scene. Like there, like holding on to himself. It was so funny. So you talked about how this is like a sleeper agent and how this is your first experience with all of this. How's it going for you?
Okay. In the moment, I took the scene just like face value for what it is. Like, it's funny. It's all meant to be played comedically. Had a good time with it. Very good. But now that the episode is over and I have to think about it and the consequences, it's a very, very confusing scene. Like, what is happening here? What's going on? How is Coop in this position? How did we get here? Like, I have to think about it more on a deeper level now, and I don't know how to take it in on a deeper level. So, yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So, anything else to say about this before we move on to the next scene?
No, I'm ready to move on to the next scene. I think I'm good.
Which is?
Okay. the next scene is we're back at the very nice neighborhood with the white car parked in front of the nice house.
You're saying it's a nice neighborhood, but we do see across the street is just like a drug addict who's not taking care of her kid.
I have some like social commentary, I guess, about that scene.
Yeah.
So there's a kid. He's still in his pajamas. It's midday. He's eating some sort of like crackers or some sort of snack, looking out the window. He sees the red light underneath the car like blinking, and it catches his interest. So the kid runs downstairs, and then, I am assuming it's his mom who's passed out from drugs, who is playing cards or something. And the kid just leaves the house. No one looking after him kind of deal. And, the kid starts walking onto the road, but then he has a moment. He stops and he looks both ways before he crosses the road. We both had a moment of like, oh, good for you, kid. But then you're right. The kid was walking too slow across the road. And was just like, okay, kid, like pick up the pace here. Like I was very worried that he was going to get hit by a car. And then the kid tries and reaches for the flashing red light underneath the car. But he can't, he's got, kid hands, so he can't grab onto it. And then the black car from earlier with the loud music playing drives up, and was like, yeah, we're about to jack this car. We're going to steal this car. And so, the two of the guys, leave the black car, go into the car, break in.
I think it's three. Because
is it three?
Well, because there's 5 people in the black car, and 2 of them leave with it. I think the reason why it kind of looks like 2 initially is because a third guy bends down, picks up a rock, and throws it at the kid. Which is
that's right. Oh, you're right. I forgot about that guy. Yes. So 3 guys go in, they break into the car, but the second that one of them starts the car blows up in a fiery fireball, and 2 of the guys catch on fire and they fall to the ground, and the kid is like, oh my god, like what's going on? He runs back into his house and goes back into his room. His mom starts waking up as the kid runs back into his room, and from his window he watches as the car burns with the 2 of the carjackers like dying outside and on the fire. That's the end of that scene. The social commentary that I had is that, like you said, it's not a nice neighborhood, but the mom is like, there's a drugged up mom basically inside the house. And I think my social commentary is that like you never really know what's going on inside people's houses. Like the reason why I say it's a nice neighborhood is because that is a relatively like normal looking nice neighborhood, like suburban. Yeah. It's a new development. Like there's like, I noticed that the white car is like the only car that's like parked on the street. So like, does everyone have their cars parked inside garages or something like that? And like, there's no, like, it's not like, it doesn't have there's no markings that it is a not well-off neighborhood, right? Like in certain neighborhoods, like you can tell that they're not well off by certain like things that are on people's lawns. For example, like there's no broken washing machines outside on people's lawns. There's no visible trash where I saw in those shots that you could see. And so like, it is a very like at least well-kept neighborhood. But it's interesting that the social commentary that I'm trying to get at is like, inside any of these houses, like it could be, you would think that inside of all of those houses, it's a nice family, typical mom, dad, 2 kids and a dog type deal. But meanwhile, inside this house is like a kid who's still in his pajamas in the middle of the day, and his mom who's passed out from drugs, like not even in a proper like place, like she's in the hallway on a table, and doesn't seem like there's any furniture in this house, but from the outside it looks like a completely normal looking house. And it's just like you just never know what's going on in other people's houses kind of deal. It's just like, I thought that was it was choice to have it in that particular neighborhood versus like a stereotypical, where you would think someone knocked up on drugs would be in. You know, it's not a stereotypical kind of rundown neighborhoods.
Sure.
Where I would see that kind of stuff, where I would think that people would in media depicted see that kind of stuff going on behind closed doors. So I thought that was an interesting choice.
Jay, in that case, I have a couple recommendations for you of stuff to watch. One would be Blue Velvet, and two would be Twin Peaks. It's almost like that's a major running theme of David Lynch and this and that show. No, but it is very funny because, like, you're right. That is absolutely what this is. I kind of wrote it off because, like, as I remember my experience of, like, developing suburbs like this, because, like, where I grew up was, like, a suburb that, like, developed. We were one of the houses that got built there, right? In a similar way. It's like the very, very early part of that literally could have been anybody, and then it gets to be more wealthy, and then it gets to be more, you know, what you might expect from a suburb. But when it's developing, the very first, like sometimes the very first people in there are, like, not necessarily as clean cut. But that's just, you know, what I remember from it, and most of those people left as soon as it got finished developing, right? But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and that's like a major thing of, like, again, David Lynch, particularly of the early era, is like something that people have commented about season 3, particularly of Twin Peaks, is that it's a reflection on his entire career. So you'll see echoes of Blue Velvet. You'll see echoes of Mulholland Drive. You'll see echoes of, like, all the different movies. Eraserhead. There's an Eraserhead reference that's going to be coming up in the scene here. And so, like, there's a lot of callbacks to that type of thing. And so, like, this is very Blue Velvet, where, like, the entire premise of that movie was, like, this nice kid goes back to his hometown that is, like, very nice and suburban, and, like, while he's out there house watching because his dad's in the hospital or whatever, he finds a ear cut off in the middle of a field and no one's investigating it, and like there's like this deep underground, like, what's really beneath the surface of and that's like a major running theme of, like, Twin Peaks, for example, like like the original show, and but, like, it's definitely in a more modern context with this, with it being a developing house, with the way we see the drug abuse, the way, like, absolutely, like, pinpoint accuracy on that, Jay. Way to go.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, because like, you know, I've seen this many times over, and, like, it never really clicked in my brain in that way. I saw the social commentary in different ways of this scene, but not in the, like, the theme of the show, which is you don't know what's going on in other people's houses. It's like, oh, of course that's what this is, but it just never clicked for me. Yeah.
So yeah, this is a very poor kid. I don't know if we're gonna see more of him, but
just saw people burning to death.
Yeah,
I think that's the other reason why you thought there were 2 in there, is because we only see 2 burning bodies. I think the third one was the one in the driver's seat that is just blown sky high, and that body does not exist anymore.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right. The next scene is a quick scene. We're at a car wash, and one of the detailers, there's a owner of a car, a very nice lady, who walks up to one of the detailers, and he's like, "Oh, I found this in your car, lady, and it's a key. It's a hotel key to the Great Northern." And she goes, "Oh, Dougie." And then she takes the key and she goes and puts it in the mailbox. So it gets sent back to the Great Northern. And that's the end of that scene.
Yeah, I actually had something to comment on this scene. Is like, I have that keychain. I also got one for my mom. And I actually have one for you.
Oh, okay.
That I was going to send you with this poster. I couldn't remember when this scene happened, and I was going to eventually get around to sending this stuff to you after we got to Seattle, and then it happened to be the next episode before I ever got the chance to ship it to you. So I was really looking forward to you getting that and be like, oh, this is cool, and then seeing it in the show, and I fucked up the order on that. But I do have a keychain for you.
Fun! Yay!
Of that keychain to eventually send you.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yay! Cool. All right. So the next scene. It is I got my wish, Mac. I got to see Norma. I'm so excited. So Norma. Yeah,
so about this too, real quick.
Oh, okay.
I could have swore Norma didn't show up until near the end of this season.
Okay.
But now that I've seen her here, there's a few other appearances where it pops up in my brain. I'm like, oh, okay, no, she does show up more than I remember her being. So like every time you brought that up, I was like, oh, it's not gonna be for a while. Like in my brain, I was like segmenting that out. And then she showed up in this one. I was like, wait, no, she's in 5. I didn't realize that she was in this so early. So yeah. Anyways, continue.
Yay, Norma. So I finally got my wish. I got to see Norma. She's doing some paperwork, some bill work at a table at the diner. And then Becky comes in. She calls for Todd or Toad.
Yeah. Who was in the original series as well. We saw him around a little bit. Yeah.
So she calls for Toad. Toad comes in and grabs some stuff from Becky, and then Becky talks to. I didn't realize it was Shelly. I thought it was a random waitress until she turned her head, and I was like, "Oh shit! Wait a minute, that's Shelly." And so Becky talks about how she needs money, and so Shelly manages to get her some money to tide her over, and Becky says, "I promise I'll pay you back." And this is all from the perspective of Norma. She's watching this happen. And then as Becky leaves, Norma goes up to Shelly, and the two ladies look out the window and see Becky with Steven from earlier, who looks way more disheveled than what he looked like earlier in the episode. And then, I want to commentate on this one a little bit. Shelly and Norma have their moment of we mentioned it earlier, like the cyclical nature of the stuff happening in Twin Peaks. And so it was interesting to see, the two women who were abused heavily during season 1 and season 2 of Twin Peaks, and them, they're clearly stronger than who they were before. And Shelly very lovingly puts her arm around Norma's waist, and Norma holds Shelly close, and they go out and look and see Becky basically in the same situation that those two ladies found themselves at once before. Meanwhile, Becky is in the car outside with Steve, and Steve's like, "How much did you get?" And and then Becky's like, $72. And he was like, "Okay, I'll pay her back," but it's kind of obvious that he probably won't. And then Steve notices that Shelly and Norma are looking out the window, looking at them, so he drives off to make sure that they're out of sight. And then towards the end of the scene, he takes out a vial of cocaine, and Becky's like, "What the hell? Did you use this all today?" And he was like, "You know how I feel about interviews." Freaking excuse of a dickhead, Steve. This is when I realized that Steve was a dickhead.
Yeah, and then, this is where you're like, oh, if he interviewed with Mike while high as a kite, that kind of makes that interaction make a little more sense.
Exactly. And so I was like, oh my God. And then, Becky also takes a line on the back of Steve's hand, and then the scene ends with a very interesting shot with Becky looking up at the sky, listening to music, and that high you get from
I love
cocaine.
The Way You Love Me.
Yes.
Playing.
Yes.
It's really interesting, because it's a choice where it starts filming, and it's almost like it's when it goes up to her face, it misses the mark and then pulls the frame down in a really weird way. It's so interesting to film it that way, while also giving it the dreamlike quality of being high, but like also, that's really interesting. Any thoughts on this?
No, I think I said my piece with Norma and Shelley.
Yeah.
I really like that shot of them through the window and like how close these two ladies are with each other. I really like that camaraderie. You can feel the love that those two have between each other.
We get a confirmation of a child of Shelley's.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Which was something you were curious about in episode 2, I believe.
Yes.
And in addition to all of that, she is played by Amanda Seyfried.
Yes,
Which we
Becky.
didn't talk about at all. The first of many just like wild castings in this.
Yes,
you're like,
yes.
Oh my God, I didn't expect you in here. Like in the casino, which we're going to talk about soon. Like there's so much of that.
There's so much of that. Yes, in the casino scene.
And like her just showing up like it's just normal.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's so normal that it takes you a second to be like, wait, is that Amanda Seyfried? And then you realize that she is like, how old is she at this time? Like she must have been 30 something, maybe older, right? When this was filmed, and she's playing like young 20s, and it's like, yeah, absolutely. That she looks that young. Like
she does look that young.
It's wild. All of that is cyclical nature. That there's it really goes to show like a stagnation in the town, kind of, you know, of like,
that's true.
It's all still here. We're all still doing the same things. Just the next generation.
Okay, the next scene is a quick one. It's Dougie in the elevator. It's an interesting shot. It's Dougie is looking back into the elevator from the door.
This is
and
the
everyone
reference
else
to
is looking
Razorhead.
out. What was that?
This is the reference to Eraserhead, if I remember correctly, which was David Lynch's first movie. Jack Nance, who played Pete in the original show, Jack Nance, was the star of Eraserhead, and he has a shot in the elevator facing the wrong way, holding all of that stuff.
Okay. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. Very cool shot. I like that shot a lot. And then as the elevator opens, everyone's yelling at him. And poor Phil is like, come along, Dougie. Like,
everyone's so pissed and like starting to walk around. And like Phil starts apologizing to the other people. And like guiding Dougie out. Like we were both immediately like, oh my God, Philip, you just beautiful
you sweet
person.
Angel. Sweet angel, you. Then Dougie is back outside and gets entranced by that statue once more. That's that scene. The next scene, we're back in the Twin Peaks Sheriff's Office. We've got Andy and Hawk looking through a bunch of different case files. It looks like they got some takeout from the RR Diner. And it's silent, and then Andy breaks the silence by, "Hey Hawk, have you found any Indians?" And Hawk just gives Andy this look of like, oh my God, like so many thoughts crossed Hawk's brain in that moment, and you could see it on his face. And he goes, "No, Andy," or something, I can't remember. And that is literally the end of that scene. That's the only scene that we see.
Did you see what case this was for?
No, I did not. I did not see it.
There's a photo that makes it clear that this is because it's Laura Palmer's prom photo that we always see.
Oh, okay.
But this is Laura Palmer's case that they've reopened.
Okay. Laura Palmer. Okay. I did not catch that.
Yep.
Okay. Very cool.
So then it comes from that to like what looks like a gross trailer, but we've seen before. But like in the night, it looks like it's like nasty or like evil or something. Yes, it looks
disgusting.
yeah, it looks like evil, like an evil person lives here. And then it cuts inside, and there we see Dr. Amp himself, Dr. Jacoby. Oh my god. Talk me through this scene. Talk me through how you're feeling about it.
I was like, okay. Dr. Jacoby, he turns on his little radio show / webcast thing, and he starts, oh my gosh, Mac.
He like wind up the music for it, like with a crank.
Oh my gosh, and he starts spouting some bullshit. At first I was like, I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking like, is this like another like Confederacy scene, but like in a different coat of paint kind of deal? Because he starts talking about like America, you know, stuff like that, and then he starts going into conspiracy theory, and I was like, oh my god, the doctor's a podcaster. Like, I was like, he is the modern day freaking conspiracy wing freaking nut podcaster.
It sounds like that, and it's framed like that, but if you listen to what he's saying, a lot of it is like that the corporations are cheaping out on the food that they give us and putting in chemicals, and like the police aren't doing their job enforcing what they should be enforcing, and it's like, oh, this is all stuff that's actually just correct, though.
It's
not like as conspiracy.
It's the way that he's talking.
100%. It's coded as conspiracy because he does it that way, and then you listen and you're like, yeah, I mean, that is all what they're doing, and like and like we see it where like when a light is shined on a CEO of like, here's this person doing this evil thing, they step down, but someone else just steps up and takes their place, and like you can't. It's like trying to grab at shadows sometimes, and he's right, but the way he presents it is
like you're a nut job. You are an absolute nutter.
100%.
It's very funny. I really liked the social commentary that was displayed here, because it's just like, you know, like the way that he talks, like I would immediately dismiss him. Just the way that he presents himself, the way that he's talking, he sounds like those types of people that standing on like the street corner with a megaphone, and he's got like, you know, he's spouting some bullshit, but then you take a second to actually like listen to what he's saying, and you're like, wait a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah, you got a little something here. But then he ruins it with the best joke
he ruins
in the show. It's so good. And I'm going to reveal some stuff that's in the book about this that I kind of don't like, because I think it kind of ruins the joke a little bit. But okay. So going through it, he's talking about all this stuff. And like he drinks this extract, like huckleberry extract and pure water or whatever, and it makes it sound like he's about to sell that to them, which would make him like one of those grifters or whatever. And then he doesn't. Like he's just like, I'm just drinking this for myself, and it's like good enough, right? Like that's funny because it like sets up and then subverts that to then just do that with a dumber thing.
Yeah.
Where he's like, all right, and then he hits play, and then we see like in the reflections or like in the background of these other people who are watching it, we have Jerry Horn who's watching it, where that is on that same trail as the rest of the wood stuff. That's like right by where we see Teresa Banks's body and where we see Laura Palmer get sent down the water, and like all of that. That's like right next to there. It's so funny. Once you have that context, but like Jerry Horn's watching it there. We see Nadine.
Yes,
she's enjoying
Nadine.
this. Yeah, she's loving this. And then like we're seeing the ads play on their screens first, where he's talking about like, we're all in the shit.
In the shit.
and then he's like, and we need to dig our way out. And he takes his golden shovel and starts digging. And then like we see like the worst cut in existence as he comes above it, like and is like dug out, and he has to turn on a light, and it goes and it has lights on him, and he's holding a shovel, and it's like, get your golden plated shovel or like golden painted shovel for
double dipped, twice dipped, guaranteed.
Yep. two coats guaranteed, and then it's like $29.99, and it's like the cheesy infomercial graphic for getting it. It's so good.
It's very good.
I remember your first, like, I'm so glad we saw episode 1 before this.
Yeah.
Because like now imagine episode 1, we see him get this shipment of shovels, and then we see him like I think you saw the thing of him starting to paint them, right? Another time, and you're like, what's going on there? Well, like he has them all hanging up, and he's doing something, and he has like a machine thing that turns it around and he does the second way. That might have been in episode 2, but like you're aware that he was getting shovels and stuff.
Yes.
And it's like, what is this? Dr. Jacoby, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And we wait 5 episodes to find out. And this is the answer.
Office.
It's so good. This is so funny to have this be the reveal of what they're doing with what he's doing with the shovels. It's so funny. Oh my God.
Very good. I very much enjoyed this scene. This is very good.
Yeah. So to ruin it a little bit, because I think part of why this works is the subversion of him not being a grifter with like the extract and all of that, to then sell just a painted shovel.
Yeah.
In the book, I think it's in the final dossier, the one that comes out after the end of the series. It talks about this, where he's like started all this to help people, and then like talked about digging yourself out with a golden shovel, like as an analogy or whatever. But people really latched onto it and wanted it, and so like they basically like. He kept getting emails to sell the shovels. And so he did sell them and then donates all of the profits to what the book describes as progressive causes.
I see.
Which makes him a better person, sure. Yeah. But it does.
It would just be fun. Yeah, it would just be funny if he just like got all this money from just selling these shovels, and like it'd be funnier if like people didn't ask for it. Like he was like, "I'm just gonna sell a golden shovel."
Yeah, because like everything he's saying is like genuinely correct as far as like corporations do this, and then to do that and be a grifter while also calling out the right things, but like
it would be very good.
Like there's layers to that as a joke that's funnier than him being like genuine about all of that and then donating it all. So it ruins the joke, makes him a better person, I guess. But do you want him to be a better person, or do you want the good joke? Right?
Yeah.
In a TV show, obviously in real life, we want him to be a better person. But like for a TV show, I think the joke is funny.
It'd be funnier. Yeah, it would be funnier if it was the other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I still think the joke 100% works because you don't read that book until after the series is over, and you enjoyed that joke the first time through without knowing that. And so I don't think it ruins it necessarily. But like if you knew that going in, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, the next scene is we cut to the Pentagon and how there was another data breach regarding Garland Briggs.
Oh, not a data breach, another hit of prints. So like they've picked up his prints somewhere else.
Oh.
Which is why she's going to Buckhorn, South Dakota, is because the prints were over there.
Garland Briggs's prints were I see.
Yeah.
And then, then Cindy, I later learned that her name is Cindy, is going to go over there and investigate what's going on with Garland Briggs.
She's awesome. I love her. She's I love her little like joking sarcasticness while also being proper, you know, like I love her.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
All right. We're back at Bang Bang Bar.
The Roadhouse. Yep.
There's a guy at a booth. He's smoking a cigarette next to a no smoking sign. Love that. The girls in front of him seem kind of interested in him through some glances. The owner comes by, or a bartender, or someone who works for the bar says, like, you got to put out the cigarette. But then a bouncer comes by and he's like, I'll take care of it. And then the bouncer and that guy seem to have some sort of code where he's like, the bouncer asks for a cigarette, and the guy with the cigarette was like, here, take the whole pack. And then it turns out there's a bunch of money in there. So he bribed the bouncer guy. And then the girls that seem kind of interested in him, one of them asks for a light. And then he's like, oh, why don't you come sit down? And she sits down with him. And then he immediately, kidnapping situation, like just grabs her, starts choking her, and the girl's friends are like, hey, let her go. I guess the girl's name is Charlotte. I have her name written down here. I don't know how that came into play, but I have her name written down. And the guy starts like choking her very uncomfortably. Clearly, something not right with that guy. He's on a power trip. He's got a really messed up face with his smile and that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's the end of that scene.
Yeah, it's deeply uncomfortable. You get the feeling that he's probably gets away with a lot of evil shit.
Yep.
The music playing is Trouble, which has David Lynch's son in it playing, which is just neither here nor there, just fun. And a moment of thought for people who just have, especially actors who just have evil faces and know that they're always going to be typecast as a piece of shit. like he might be like the nicest guy, but he's always going to play this type of person, right? Like, because he has a velociraptor face.
Yes,
he has like,
that's what it is. You're so right.
Yeah, like he looks reptilian and evil, and it's like, that sucks. You have my sympathy, guy, that this is probably what you're always going to do, right? I mean, unless he likes playing the villain. I get that. I play the villain all the time. I love playing a villain. So like, maybe it was just his calling, but like, so in the credits, he is listed as Richard Horn.
Richard Horn.
Yep. Might be reminiscent of Ben or Jerry or Audrey.
Ben, yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
So
keep that in mind. Okay. The next scene is Special Agent Tammy Prescott at her desk. Preston. Is it Preston? I thought it was Prescott. Okay.
Pretty sure it's Tammy Preston. I'll double check.
Okay.
She's the protagonist, in quotations, kind of the secret history of Twin Peaks. So like, this is this season is the first time she's on film, but it's Tammy Preston.
Okay.
But she was like the person in the books. She's like preparing a bunch of different case files to like sort through like the history of Twin Peaks or whatever.
Okay.
And so she has like a bunch of notes in there or whatever. Just information for you.
Okay. She has a picture of Special Agent Coop Young. And then she has a picture of Coop Evil in jail, and she is comparing fingerprints between the two to see if it's the same. We don't give a conclusion if they are, but I'm assuming that they are the same. But she doesn't really say anything. It moves on to the next scene where Evil Coop is in a holding room, and the warden comes in and plugs in a phone, and he's like, you get one phone call. And he goes up into the observation deck to watch through the cameras of who he calls. Coop is left alone in the room, and he's like, now that everyone's watching, who should I call? Should I call Mr. Strawberry? And the warden kind of has this look of like, oh shit, on his face. Like, what the frick is going on? And then Coop is like, I'll know exactly who to call. And then he presses a few numbers, waits, then presses a whole bunch of numbers. And after that sequence of numbers, the jail starts going crazy with alarms and lights, and the people in the observation room are like, what the heck is going on? And then Coop says, before he hangs up, the cow jumped over the moon, and then hangs up, and all the craziness dies down. And the warden is like, what the hell is going on? That's weird. And yeah, that's the end of that scene.
Yeah, any specific thoughts on any of this?
I don't have any theories, but like, who the heck is Mr. Strawberry? And what the frick does he mean that the cow jumped over the moon?
I think the cow jumped over the moon is pretty obviously like, okay, I'm ready to get out of here. Right? Okay. Or like, you know, oh, I'm in jail and here's where the plan is, or like whatever, you know, the case may be. Okay. Because we know he has people on the outside, because we saw what's her face, Chantal, and her husband apparently like out there, right? That we saw in the second episode. And so, you know, probably something to do with that, maybe? In question marks. Something more I'd like to highlight, because I love the concept of this, and I wish like more things did it, of like magical interference, and not just of like technology, and that like technology and magic don't mix, but like that they actually do, and not like in the magic technology way, but of like, there's this demon and his superpower is like phones and electricity and doing like right, like I know that sounds funny, but like we saw earlier that like he did some weird shit on the map in episode 2, and like seemed to download all this information unreasonably, and now he's using like a regular, like an old phone to fuck with the security and lights and stuff of the jail cell. And like that conceptually of like, not magic technology where it's technology and magic working together, but like in a modern fantasy sense of like the real technology that we have now, the ways that you could use that manipulated with magic, not that they don't interact. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't see this combination too often.
Sure.
Which I think is really cool, and wish we could see more often. Is like phones as wands. You know?
All right. Okay. And then there's 2 quick scenes here at the end of the episode that we cut to Argentina, where we see a light. There's a shot of a light that was shown at the beginning of the episode, which now shows at the end of the episode.
When the lady texted the Argent to somewhere, she sent it to wherever this light was, which we now know is Argentina. Buenos Aires.
And then there's a black box that has 2 red lights on it, and it beeps, and then it melts, conjoins into like this small little black rock thing inside of a plate. That's the best way I could describe what I saw. Yeah. And then
a slight note on Argentina. This isn't the first time we've been to Buenos Aires, Argentina. Even us, you and me, in the watching the show. Okay. I don't remember the last time. Missing Pieces with David Bowie. Okay. That's where he was.
Oh.
I think it had it in subtitles or in the captions or whatever. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Very neat. And then finally, the last scene, we have poor Dougie still outside the office building looking at the statue. He's now like caressing and touching the shoes of the statue. A security guard comes by and he's like, hey dude, like no loitering. Dougie doesn't seem to acknowledge him. And then the security guard basically is like, okay, like get a move on when you can, dude. And Dougie is left there touching the shoes. And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, we get credits while he's just touching the shoe and in motion, and the song Windswept plays, and this song is gorgeous. I love this song. It absolutely made my playlist. I love that song.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and so that is the end of the episode. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, so how you feeling now that we've gone through it?
Yeah, I don't know what the frick is going on in this show anymore. I don't know what's going on. Yep, I'm very much fish out of water. What is happening? Don't know what's going on. Yep, that is how I'm feeling right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I get that. There's not a lot for you to hold on to in terms of like old shit, and even the new plot points that have been thrown at you in the earlier episodes of the season. So I do relate. I guess I'm interested to see how you feel about this episode as like once you get more context, but it'll be hard to call back to this episode. I do love this episode. I think that's come through pretty clearly. Like, it's so much fun. It's so funny, while also having a lot of other stuff going on. It still has its social commentary going. It still has its like unnervingness parts. It still has like it's still all of Twin Peaks, but it's maybe not in the way
Twin
people.
Peaks. Yeah. I just realized, Mac, we missed over a scene, and I missed over a scene because it's the important scene. I realized I skipped over it because it is the notes for it do not make sense, and I didn't know how to read through it. Okay, so I want to touch upon that. Okay,
well, to frame this scene real quick, but yeah, let's go back to it. I did tell you, like, oh my god, this scene was like, it's where this show kind of flipped for me and be like, oh my god, really? And I think this actually happens before the Amanda Seyfried one, where she's like an additional layer to that here. Because what it is we're in the casino.
Yes.
And the manager of the casino is being told that like they're coming, they're here. And then as they're here, and we see Dougie in there in the casino playing slots, and then it cuts to this lady in a pink, what do you call those? Are they not burlesque? What is that? Like,
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what the name for that, but like
maybe burlesque, like
showgirl.
Like, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Like this lady in a pink showgirl thing opens this door, and who walks through but Robert Knepper and Jim fucking Belushi? Like, are you kidding me? With why is Jim Belushi a criminal boss in this show? And like, what's Robert Knepper doing there? Like I love both of them so much, but like, what are they doing here? And then like, also like, we didn't even touch on it, but like the assistant to the manager who becomes a new manager is also like,
yes, he's a big actor too.
It's like, what are you all doing in this show? This isn't right. And which really sets the tone for Amanda Seyfried to show up later. I mean, like, are you sure about this? Like, obviously Twin Peaks is big and it's great, but like, really? I love Robert Knepper. He's like one of my favorite villain actors, and like, period. I love him. But like, to have him and Jim Belushi working together as like joint criminal bosses, like Jim Belushi, like, and he only has one line in this, but he does so good with it too. It's just. It's
Leave
a wild,
town.
It's a wild choice. Sorry, we're going off on the cast, and like all the time, so they come in and they're like, how much money did he take from us? And it's like 425,000. And so like Robert Knepper starts beating up this guy, and we're just hearing it as it's just showing the three showgirls looking off like spacey, like not upset or like avoiding eye contact, just spacey. Where two of them are like just looking off and frozen, and the last one's kind of looking at her hand, doing like a wave with it. It's so weird. I love this scene so much. Oh my god. Yeah, sorry. I went off on this scene. You're like, we forgot a scene, and then I just went off. Feel free to discuss how you need to, but like,
I don't know what to think of it. Like, I have no, like, why is I'm confused of the timeline of like when did this happen, basically? Like, when was he in Las Vegas? Like, how did he get there? Coop. I'm talking about Coop. Well, I don't know which Coop is this. Is this Dougie Coop or is this evil Coop before he gets? I don't think it's evil Coop because it's the slicked back hair, so it must be Dougie Coop. Yeah, I don't know what to think of this. Like, did he have special powers that made him get the jackpot multiple times in a row? Like, the money. Oh, that is definitely Dougie Coop because it's the same amount of money that Janie E counted.
And was this before he became Dougie Coop, or like did he have his facilities about him? Or?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't have much of my notes for that particular scene. So,
I mean, what was your feeling like? Because you know Jim Belushi, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. What was your feeling? And do you know Robert Knepper as an actor?
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't too surprised like you, just because I didn't watch a lot of things that those two were in. The one that got me was the assistant manager turned manager, because I was like, oh, he's in Suicide Squad. Like, he plays Dot in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And so I also watch his podcast. He has a podcast on YouTube called, actually, I think you would like it. It's called I don't remember what it's called, but his podcast concept is him and this podcast guest lay in coffins, and they talk about death and like what death means to them, what's it mean to leave a legacy, what's it like to think about like the people around you and what you care about. And it's a very morbid podcast, but it's very well done. He had James Gunn on it recently that I watched, and it's a good podcast. I watch his podcast, so I was like, oh, that's the podcast guy that I watch, and he's also in Suicide Squad. So that was my moment there of him in that scene. So I was like, man, we're getting some names here in this show. So it was interesting.
Yeah. No, that I love that as well.
So that's the episode. That is it. I'm fish out of water, Jay, right now. I don't have much to say other than that.
I think that's fair. So the reason why I rate this where I do, I rate season 3 highly. I think that like episode 1 and 2 of season 3, I think are outliers. I think this is kind of what season 3 is in a nutshell.
Okay.
So if you're vibing with it, even if you don't know what's going on, you're in for a good time. If you're not liking this, then I have some sorry news for you. It might get better for you if you don't like this, but it sounds like you did. You're just lost.
I did like this episode. It is, as an audience member, it's confusing because like I very much thrive off of like storylines, like non-linear storytelling. I can get it if I can binge it, but like the fact that we're not binging it, it's like I have to really like think and process of like, okay, what did I just see? What can I pull from my memory of previous episodes? So yeah.
I think season 3 is like peak content, not just content, but art of like filmmaking and TV shows and all of that. And so this as a little pill of that is like why I do like it so much. But like, I do think like most episodes outside of this will have a thing about it that like stands out more. While this one kind of is like it's kind of like where the mid-season slump stuff can happen sometimes.
Okay.
This is that episode, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think other people have different opinions on that, but for me, that's kind of where that kind of falls. Because the rest of it at least have a thing where you're like, oh my God, this, right? While in here, it's like, well, all the Dougie stuff is funny, but you're not going to hold on to that as like a big moment, right? You're not going to hold on to most of this stuff as big moments, you know? So as a vibe thing, it's great. And that's why I rate it so highly. So,
okay.
And I think in context of the season, it also works really well, but, either here nor there. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, so that's why I rate it where I do. What do you think is going to happen from me? I ask you that every time, but I think this is the worst one to ask it on. What do you think's going to happen from here, Jay?
Oh, man, Mac. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, here's Fanfiction Jay coming in to save the day. Fanfiction Jay. Okay, Coop is Dougie is going to not go home, and he's going to go on a grand adventure. He's going to something calls to him. He's going to go on a grand adventure where he travels the country from wherever the frick he is right now to Twin Peaks. I think he's going to make his way to Twin Peaks, and it's going to be trying to get there in his shell of a man's self, and it's going to be a very fun adventure movie from this point forward. There you go.
Okay, that's very interesting. What do you think is going to happen in the next episode we watch?
Okay, the next episode that we watch...
25.
Ooh. Interesting. I want to see more. You know what? I asked for it at the beginning of the episode and I didn't get it, so I want more Bobby. I think Bobby's gonna make an appearance. I think Shelly is going to make an appearance, but in a worse state. And I want to see Harry again. I miss his face. I missed Harry in this episode. He didn't show up, so I want to see more Harry. And yeah, I don't want to give too much away of what's next, but you should tune into the next episode, viewer, because the next episode is going to be an interesting one.
I certainly think so. I think it'll make some things be really, really interesting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I'm saying that knowing what you already know, and that there'll be some interesting stuff in there.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I think that covers it. Yeah. Anything else I usually ask here? I don't think so. All right. So without further ado, make sure to save the pine weasel.
And brush your teeth.
Separate from all of that, you said right before we started recording, you're like, "Oh, this episode's really long." Are you talking about like the proper episode or the episode we're
like our podcast episode?
Okay,
this is going to be a very long podcast episode.
Yeah, well, we didn't start until 30 minutes in because I had to talk about the trip. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So as always, fuck, marry, kill. I usually go gross for this, and so I'm actually going to try to do it differently this time.
Okay.
So let's go for who I personally really like.
Okay.
The coroner.
Okay.
Cindy, the agent, or who should be the third one? Let's go with. Do I want to go Becky or do I want to go with Shelly? I'll let you pick, Becky or Shelly.
I think we've had Shelly before, so let's do Becky.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So we have the coroner, Cindy, the agent, or Becky. Fuck, marry, kill.
Okay. Vibe check. Okay, marry Cindy. I feel like Cindy would just be an amazing wife. I like her vibe. She can take charge. Mm-hmm. She seems like she seems the opposite of Frank, where she can take charge and do things, but she'll also provide me emotional support. I feel like I'll get that.
She
from
can
Cindy.
Banter at the very least. Like she clearly has that banter and can have a friendly back and forth. While
yes. Now. That's hard. Okay. Okay. I think fuck the coroner because I think it would be fun. Like, I think it'd just be fun. Like we'll be doing something, like something serious in bed, and then she'll like crack a joke, and then it'd be funny. Like, I think it would just be a fun time. And then, unfortunately, I would have to kill Amanda Seyfried. She could be fun, but
there's a whole lot of baggage there. There
is a lot of baggage there. Like, is it like, does she have to be high on drugs for her to be fun? You know what I mean?
Sure,
like, there's just a lot going on there that I don't think it would work well in that sense. So that's my choice.
I'm largely in line with you. I do love the coroner. I think she's great, but I think in terms of like marriage material, like Cindy is like, from the one scene we got of her, like, choice. Like
yes.
She clearly is on top of things, can get what she wants, but is also playful and fun and like, willing to do the hard work. Absolutely. I agree with the coroner. Like the after, like the post-coital talking and hanging out and stuff is going to be so good. It's going to be so much fun to just chill and hang out afterwards and be like, the back and forth. That said, depending on the type of addict and wild Becky is, she could be the better lay, but I don't know if it's worth what happens afterwards.
That's fair. You know what? Valid. Right? That's super
like
valid.
If we're going between the two, it's like, let's go with the comedian, not the drug addict.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
that's super fair.
I know that Venn diagram's usually a circle, but like in this case, like we know it's not.
That's fair.
Yeah. So then we have our follow-up question.
My favorite.
Yes. Pirate gang or married?
Okay.
And as a reminder, married is not always married to us.
Yes, married in general.
Yeah.
Pirate gang or married? Okay, pirate. You know what? I feel like there's obvious choices, but I'm gonna flip it. Okay, I'm gonna flip it. I think married would be the coroner. I think she's got a stable home life. She's got a stable job, and it does stand up on the weekends. She seems like she has a very a full social life. She seems like she has a very full life. So I'm going to put her in married.
I'm going to argue against that and say that no one who does stand up on the weekends while having another full-time job is married.
Oh. Okay.
If you're doing stand up on the weekends when you have a full-time week job, I don't think you're married.
Sure. But the reason why I say that is because I want to put Cindy in pirate. I think she would make a strong pirate. Like, originally I was going to put her as married, but yeah, right? Like, I think out of the crew that we've made so far, I don't remember who we put in pirate. I think Nadine, did we put Nadine in pirate or gang? I can't remember, but I think we both
I think we both thought the other was going to put Nadine in pirate, and we both put her in gang.
Oh, we both put her in gang. That's right.
Because Dr. Jacoby is the pirate.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cindy could definitely whip Dr. Jacoby in line. Like, Cindy would be an excellent
Dr. Jacoby would be
captain.
the Shmee to Cindy's Captain Hook.
Yeah. So,
I should give you that show, actually, though.
I think Cindy would make an excellent pirate captain. And so I put Becky in gang, but I don't think she's like a high-ranking gang member. I think she's like in the lower-ish rank. She's not like at the bottom of the ring, but I think she knows how to she went to Shelly to give her money. Like, she knows that Shelly's gonna give her money. So there's a bit of manipulation there. I feel like she could pull from. So I think
she's good enough to be functional, to be above Steven, but she's not good enough because she still gets high off her own supply, is still part of that layer of activity, not the controlling layer. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to get at. So there's my answer for you, is that.
Okay. I was gonna go with Cindy as pirate because she's in the Navy.
Okay. Fair.
But as I'm sitting here thinking about it,
okay,
like I'm not 100% sold on that.
Okay.
Because I all of these feel like the only one that makes sense for me for Becky is actually married.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right. Partially because of the whole Steven thing, but partially like, that layer of like not well off married. Like I think there's this idea of marriage where it's like, oh, these people are like together, but like there's also poor married. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, I get you. I get
she
you.
Definitely
like struggling
falls
to get
into,
by. I get you.
And that's the vibe I get is like, it's not as simple as breaking up with someone anymore. Right. That's why she goes to Shelley. That's why she does. Right. She's married, not with him. Right.
Okay. Yeah, I get you.
And so, and I stand by the fact that like, there's no way that the coroner is married if she's doing stand up on the weekends.
Yeah.
So like, so that leaves her as gang if I stick with my initial idea, and that doesn't read right to me. She's not a gang member. So that's why I'm kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place. I'm like,
fair enough. Yeah.
I think that the coroner has to be a pirate because she's the type to go port to port doing her stand up and then being a pirate as the weekday.
Yeah. Okay, right? I see. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Like she'd go to the taverns and the bars and stuff and get her money for that.
Right,
and then
right.
I could see Cindy as like double agent gang member of like working for law enforcement, but like playing the gang member.
Okay.
Or like the one who's so far removed from the actual gang life, but is like actually in charge, like really high up the ladder. I could see that too. Where we're like, you wouldn't call her a gang member in quotations, but then you'd be like, you trace the lines and you're like, oh, all goes back to her, but she's not like a gang member, you know?
I see.
Which I think works for her.
I think I can see it. I see the vision. I see it.
Yeah, if you were to do like, maybe not like a Fast and Furious like leader of the gangs, but like a I was gonna say Mission Impossible, but they didn't do gang stuff, but like that kind of thing where it's like, oh, these low level people are all whatever, but then as you go higher up the ladder, they're like, oh, you're farther and farther separated from that. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yep. That's end of recording.
Yay. Okay.